It's week 2 of the National Football League. And coming up, it'll be no holds barred between AFC South rivals. It's the Blues and the Orbits, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 24.
Now for the so-called City Beautiful and home to the Madden Studios. This is EA Sports coverage of the National Football League from Orlando, Florida. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Blues of Memphis and the Orlando Orbits. Hello again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Orlando team as they enter play. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visiting Memphis ball club, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at the veteran who will be leading them. Now in his 8th year in the NFL.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They go play action here on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Buenos. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play on the catch and run covering 34 yards.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? What the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
Now a play fake here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Dean. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Now we're first and 10 at the 11. Back to throw. Malone throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 4-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But they took the shot, didn't get it. There's definitely a difference here because they had a chance to get 7, maybe 8 if they pushed it. Instead, they'll likely settle for 3.
Yeah, opening drive, holding them to 3, psychologically, maybe a win for the defense. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
I think the hope was to let him sit and learn for a bit, but he was thrown right into the fire in week 1. Now we'll see what kind of lessons he's learned as he prepares for his second start in the NFL.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. But you look at this defense, it's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Normally you want teams to gel late in the season, but this unit, they've been terrific right from the word go. Came in as the number 1 rated unit against the pass in the NFL after just 1 week.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Brewer on the screen. Bernard. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Anthony. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Brewer. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
A good throw there, and this is a quarterback who's still just getting his feet wet, obviously. And by most accounts, last week played okay in the victory. But I want to know, Charles, what was your impression of his play last week?
Brandon, I think a lot of teams will be happy with okay, and early on, it's less about how many touchdowns did he throw, but did he not throw interceptions? Did he handle adversity? Did he handle the huddle? Those types of things. That's what people are looking for.
12 more yards there and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Now 2nd and 3.
Looking to throw. Brewer. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
First down, Memphis.
On 1st and 10, Brewer. And his throw here's incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
They'll run it here with Bernard. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And he's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Blues are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. I go to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Throwing on first down, Malone. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he's got some space here.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
Gets this one to Morris. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up second down.
It's a pickup for 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 18-yard line.
Off the play fake. Malone. And it's caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Orbits have retaken the lead.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL. So they're not going to be denied here, and they wind up punching this one into the end zone.
Extra point attempt to come here. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, called it the 21.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On second down now, Anthony. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
But you look at this defense.
They are the 22nd ranked unit against the run in the NFL.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the...
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But you just knew that these rushers were eager to do that today. Put him on the ground. Their plan? Introduce themselves individually to this rookie quarterback. They set a load a big way there with a loss of double-digit yards on that sack.
And they'll send out their punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Taking on the midfield logo. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Throwing to start the drive. Malone. This is Reese on the ground. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Orlando with the football here to begin the second quarter. As they get set to start their drive with a pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
At the 33-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Devine. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Malone. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Looking to throw. Malone. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Malone. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw again. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play. And they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it. And he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Orbits' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Brewer. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. Operating from the gun, Brewer. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball, but I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a one-score game if you can, and that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. So the false start will back them up 5.
False start, offense.
The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Back to throw, Brewer. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw, Brewer. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Now, with a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
And this will be taken at the 13. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. Orlando takes back over on offense. And they have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Devine. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26.
Offside, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They run the counter. Devine.
Still going. He may go.
Touchdown! A big play there.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Orbits are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. Point after here coming up. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points.
And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Memphis.
Back Back to throw. Brewer. He sets to fire deep. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Off play action. Brewer. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Malone. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
I don't know if he was just working through progressions or just unaware of the pressure, but no matter. Excellent work by the defense to get him to the ground before he could escape the pocket.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Looking to throw. Malone. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for number 14. Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
They bring their punter out there now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. White now to return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
To throw on 2nd down, Brewer. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
It's a gain of 10. And the Memphis 1st down.
On 1st down, Brewer. And that's incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Off the play fake, Brewer. He finds Lynch. It's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. The end result, 21 yards.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Off the bootleg, Brewer. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll try again, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
With the way things have gone in this game, I think they've got to consider going for it here. I realize it's just the second quarter, so they're not panicking, but they need something to give them positive momentum to get things going.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will close the gap down to 14. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Orlando takes back over on offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Malone. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Morris. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Whitfield. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's 2nd and 3. Off play action. Malone. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A gain there of 30 big ones.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Complete. It's Morris. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On 1st and 10, Malone. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 8-yard line.
Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Back to throw. Malone. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Orbits have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Brewer. Getting it out wide here to Bernard. Into space at the 45. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
A gain of 31 yards.
Throwing on 1st down. Brewer. That's complete. Bernard. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a 1st down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. On 1st down, Brewer. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy sideline, right?
Sammy sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the 1st half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurtled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Brewer. And that is incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
On 2nd down, here's the option.
They had a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you across town to our studios here in Orlando and check in with the coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So after a very one-sided first half, what will the second half bring as we are back underway on EA Sports? And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. And this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
2 yards to go, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll keep it on the ground. Anthony, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
A gain of 4 yards. First down, Memphis.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
Looking to throw. Brewer. He'll drop this off for Bernard. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now a carry for Bernard. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first. Here's Bernard. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On second down, Anthony, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Gain of 5. And the Memphis first down.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Blues are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. His first career touchdown pass, and it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime and sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Off the play fake, Malone. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he's got it. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
And the stiff arm created some space initially, but he's taken down not long after. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Malone. Touchdown! For 3 yards out. And the Orbits are able to extend their lead.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
The try here for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
And that is incomplete. Well, the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass.
4th down coming up.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Malone. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
And on now is the punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the return, it's White. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. Off play action. Brewer. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7.
Now Bernard.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On 3rd down, Brewer.
He's got his running back out of the backfield.
Touchdown! A big play there. 52 yards.
And the Blues are able to cut into that deficit. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Orlando takes back over on offense. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Malone. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Dean. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run the counter. Devine. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
120 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
They'll keep it on the ground. Devine.
And he'll be stopped at the 46. Gain of 3.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On 3rd down, Whitfield. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw. Malone. Throw left side, complete. That's Morris. Call that a gain of 11. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back live to Orlando as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. He finds his man, complete. That's Morris.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw. Malone. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Dean. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. Back to throw again. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, probably that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense.
On 1st and 10, Brewer. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brewer. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Back to throw. Brewer. is out of bounds. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Up the middle they go. Anthony. He'll get this up to about the 44.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want, and other times the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
He's going to look deep down the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Looking to throw. Brewer. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. So they bring out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Orlando takes back over on offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. A 2nd and 11 from the 19. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you off sides. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Taken down at the 18. They'll get 4 back there on the run, but now they're looking up at a 3rd and 12 situation. Back to throw. Malone. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. This will wind up a loss on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he's got his man on the out route. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call.
False start, offense.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That'll give them 8 that time, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Brewer.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And now another one thrown incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
He's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just got to have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Operating from the gun, Malone. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
His throw incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff up the middle. Devine. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
He finds his man complete. It's Dean. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
To throw again, Malone. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brings up
Again, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop. Touchdown! A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Orbits have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs, and if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 27.
The throw over the middle, taken in.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3.
Looking to throw.
Brewer. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
A gain of 16 yards.
Throwing on first down. Brewer. He drops it off for Bernard. He had a great strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. And now they're in the hurry up.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and
To throw on 2nd down. Brewer.
yard line.
And he will find his man on the outside. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Now here's a throw. It's complete. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning.
So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. They'll look to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
It's a gain of 3.
On first down, Brewer.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
Throwing again, Brewer. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And quickly, they get to the line.
A gain of 16 yards. And
Now a play fake here on first down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Back to throw. Brewer. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Lewis. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brewer. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Blues have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And he'll take this one down to the 36. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. On 4th down, Malone. Gets this one to Morris. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
I can hear it right now that most people in our business are saying, why aren't they running the football? But I happen to agree with this strategy. They've had success all game long. I don't think they should go away from it. Too often, teams go into that protect mode and end up giving away the football. This team has stayed aggressive, and it's working out for them.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Orlando, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Memphis, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.